hostess with the most sustainable as always. Welcome back. So I'm doing a special sort of request. None of you guys per se on here had asked me to do this movie, but actually my nephew Peyton, my biological nephew Peyton, not my other nephew Christian, had actually asked me last week or so to review this for my non-horror movie of the week. And that is Edward ScissorHands, classic movie from 1990, starring Johnny Depp from, wow, dude, wow. Tim Burton, thank you. I do not know why I had such a brain fart. I literally had his head, or his face, in my head, and along with a slew of other movies that he's done, but I cannot remember Mr. Burton's name. I apologize. I know. I'm sorry. But no, so like I said, this stars Johnny Depp, also stars Winona Ryder, Diane Wiest, Anthony Michael Hall, and the late great legendary horror icon Vincent Price in his final role. So yes, so fun little fact, you guys, a couple fun little facts. I'm sure most of you probably already know these, but you know what, I wanted a couple of fun little facts. So let's start off with little Vinny Price. So he was actually supposed to have a bigger part in this and everything, a little bit more scenes and everything, but due to his, ailing health, I mean, like, he had, like, emphysema and, like, you know, a few other things going on, so he really just was not, up to par to be able to do anything else, but, I mean, honestly, the few scenes that we have him in this, he's brilliant, like, he is in pretty much everything that he's in, so we've got that little tidbit, plus, I know Winona Ryder actually was supposed to be in The Godfather 3, but ended up dropping out to do this movie. But because she did that, later on, a year or two later, we did get her in Bram Stoker's Dracula, done by Francis Ford Coppola. You know, they actually end up kind of getting together, and she actually brought the idea to Coppola to do that movie. So, you know, fun little fact there for you guys. Like I said, I know most of you probably already know that, but hey, whatever, for those of you who don't, you learned something new today. So, but anyway, so Edward ScissorHands. I think most of us know what this movie is about. Basically, it is about little Eddie, played by Johnny Depp, who pretty much is a robot / creation of Vincent Price and everything to make his own little kind of like individual and everything, and he was almost done completing him, except for his hands. You know, he was showing Edward the hands one day of like, oh, this is gonna be yours, but unfortunately, as he was showing him, Vincent Price's character ends up passing away and everything, so he's stuck with the scissor hands forever. And then, you know, meantime, you know, he's kind of like just living on his own and just whatever in this big mansion sort of house up on the hill and everything, literally up on the hill. I guess that's what happened to the house on Haunted Hill. I don't know, I'm just saying. But yeah, you know, he's just kind of like living on his own, finding for himself. No one really kind of realizes that he's even up there until Diane Wiest's character goes up there with her little Avon supplies and everything, sees Edward, has, you know, like, you know, such a, like, big giving heart that she's kind of like, well, you know, you really shouldn't be living up here by yourself. Why don't you come down, live with us and everything? It truly had, like, the right intentions and everything. But, unfortunately, since no one really understood, you know, how to act or, like, realizing that, you know, yeah, Edward is a fully grown man, he's not quite emotionally and, you know, everything, like, mature up in the brain and everything. He's still very much kind of like a child in a sense, doesn't really know, like, right from wrong and stuff, but no one really, you know, like I said, no one really has the sense of to think about that and maybe kind of, you know, show him different things. So as soon as he kind of starts messing up a little bit, like saying, with Anthony Michael Hall wanting Winona Ryder to ask him to do different things, to actually like break into, Anthony Michael Hall's house to steal some stuff to get some money to get his own van. Um, you know, People are kind of like, oh, why'd you do this? Maybe it's our fault for not like teaching you this. So they still don't like take the time to kind of. Well, I shouldn't say they don't take the time. I know the dad kind of attempts to teach him a little bit of like different sort of things about ethics and everything, but it's like no one really takes it seriously. So little things kind of keep happening that, like, as a viewer, we're kind of it's such like misconstrued as him trying to like just being a bad person and just being invictive and everything, and just being like a bad person. And it's like reality is he just doesn't understand, or he truly is not meaning to do any harm to these people or anything. And he gets upset too. I mean, he has emotions like anyone else, and he's kind of like, okay, everyone's turning on me, like what the heck? Except for like basically like the family itself, like Diane Wiest and Winona Ryder kind of feel sympathetic towards him. They're like, go back to the home, like. So he's kind of like barricaded back to the home and all this, and it's just kind of like, it's a little bit of a tearjerker. Like I said, I think it just because a lot of people weren't willing to kind of take the time to be like, teaching him right from wrong, seeing what he knows, like, intelligence-wise and everything, so. But whatever. And plus, too, I feel like it is kind of like a movie where, as much as it's kind of entertaining and it's very kind of like fantastical and everything, I think it is kind of one of those movies where, message is kind of like, yeah, all of us are kind of different in a way. We're all similarly different from each other. I know that sounds a little weird, but you guys know what I'm saying. Where it's kind of like, yeah, we're all, we are all a little bit different from each other. We all are a little bit same to each other. Be a little more accepting to each other, help each other, out and stuff. Don't bash people just for whatever. I'm just saying, whatever. But yeah, no, it's such a fun movie. It's such a well-beloved movie, and this really was kind of like the first, movie that Tim Burton and Johnny Depp worked on together and would, and really kind of started a very, like, long-lasting career wise relationship and everything. So and plus too, I mean, Tim Burton, I mean, I know this isn't the first Tim Burton movie. I know like there's Beetlejuice and everything, like there's so many other things that he had done before this, but you definitely kind of started seeing really like, wow, what an imaginative person Tim Burton is and everything, and just like how much he kind of strikes a chord. Like he almost creates modern day sort of fairy tales in a way, because this is definitely what I feel like. It's like a sort of like a fairy tale or tall tale or fable type of movie and everything, and it's just a phenomenal little movie, which if you haven't seen this movie yet, which I don't know how you haven't seen this movie yet, watch it. I'm just saying it's 28 years old, which is, god dang, dude. Dang. I never realized how old some of these movies are until I'm actually like recording the videos for them. Wow. But no, definitely one of my personal favorites ever. I love this movie. Definitely kind of helped me become a fan of Tim Burton, even though I did see Beetlejuice before this. I think it just kind of confirmed and cemented my love of Tim Burton, just saying. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the movie. Let me know any little fun tidbits about this movie that you might want to share with everyone else. Till next time, you guys, as always, stay creepy, classy, and a little bit sassy.